A Creature Was Stirring, 2023, captivates audiences with its unsettling atmosphere, revealing the struggle of a devoted mother managing a dangerous secret. During the holiday season, the film introduces Faith, a nurse and single mother who desperately works to create a joyous Christmas environment for her daughter Charm despite an underlying tension that permeates their isolated lives in a remote house. Charm suffers from a mysterious and life-threatening condition that eludes clear description, marked by violent and terrifying physical transformations. In her effort to protect her daughter, Faith has taken extreme measures, resorting to heavy restraints and questionable medical practices that cross the line from care to desperation. She keeps Charm isolated from the outside world, medicating her and locking her in her room whenever her symptoms escalate. As a fierce snowstorm envelopes the area, Faith's precarious control over the situation is disrupted when two strangers, Liz and Corey, seek refuge in her home. Although they claim to be victims of the storm, their behavior raises suspicions. Liz, inquisitive and intense, begins probing into Faith's parenting choices, while Corey remains more observant and subdued, hinting at ulterior motives. Reluctantly accepting the stranger's presence, Faith soon discovers that Liz is particularly invested in Charm's plight. Liz, portraying herself as a religious zealot, is on a mission to track individuals with experiences akin to Charm's. She believes that the girl's condition is not medical but rather a manifestation of demonic possession. This revelation unveils a chilling clash within the narrative, the tension between scientific reasoning and religious beliefs. As Charm's situation deteriorates, her transformations become increasingly alarming, morphing her into a creature-like entity. Liz's zeal for an exorcism butts heads with Faith's fierce maternal instinct as she defends her daughter against these supernatural claims. The film poignantly explores the contrasting ideologies of science versus religion and the lengths a parent will go to protect their child. Flashbacks provide insight into Faith's tumultuous past as a nurse, shedding light on the events leading to her licensure loss and the drastic measures she has taken in search of a cure. These glimpses reveal her spiraling mental state, marked by guilt and desperation due to her burden of caregiving. The story artfully navigates themes of motherhood, fear, and the unknown, culminating in a harrowing fight for truth and survival amidst supernatural implications that challenge Faith's understanding of reality. Meanwhile, Corey emerges as a complex figure in the narrative, maintaining a connection to Liz without fully embracing her zeal. His motivations are deeply intertwined with personal loss and grief, hinting at a past tragedy involving a loved one who may have endured a similar affliction. This overarching backstory offers Corey a profound depth and internal conflict. While he yearns to aid Charm, he grapples with the morality of Liz's violent and uncompromising approach. As Charm undergoes a horrific transformation, the three adult characters, Faith, Liz, and Corey, are compelled to confront terrifying realities. Faith wrestles with the painful possibility of accepting that there may be no cure for Charm's condition. In stark contrast, Liz is resolute in her belief that she must eradicate what she perceives as an evil threat, while Corey attempts to act as a mediator, yearning to save Charm's essence or at least provide her with some semblance of peace amidst the chaos. The tension culminates in a dramatic confrontation wherein Charm breaks free from her confinement and unleashes a violent outburst. Faith's instinct is to protect her daughter even as she watches her transition into something unrecognizable and inhumane. An attempt by Liz to perform a final exorcism proves futile. Charm's tumultuous condition transcends both religious intervention and medical explanations. The film's conclusion is steeped in tragedy and lingering ambiguity. Faith is left shattered and bleeding with the possibility of her demise impending. Corey suffers mortal wounds in the chaotic fallout, while Liz, potentially fatally wounded herself, disappears into the storm or perhaps succumbs to the creature. Charm vanishes into the snowy wilderness, leaving her fate uncertain. In its final moments, the story suggests that Charm's condition represents a rare and genuine affliction, one that defies conventional medical and spiritual categorization. It embodies something primal and ancient, emphasizing themes of misunderstanding and fear. The once festive house stands in ruins, now obscured by blood and Christmas lights, a haunting reminder of how love, dread, and desperation can distort even the most profound connections. A Creature Was Stirring presents itself as a psychological horror film shrouded in Christmas motifs, rich with claustrophobic tension, moral complexity, and tragic maternal devotion. It delves into the challenges of caregiving, the terror of personal transformation, and the fraught intersection of faith and scientific inquiry. At its heart lies a mother's desperate struggle to protect a child she scarcely comprehends yet cannot save, highlighting the potent emotional stakes involved. Amidst a backdrop of holiday cheer, a dark, intense atmosphere envelopes the home of Faith and her daughter Charm. What outwardly appears to be a joyful mother-daughter celebration is in reality a battleground marked by desperation and fear. Faith navigates her daily life with a blend of anxiety and precision as she manages Charm's erratic condition in a heartbreaking routine. Faith administers sedatives to her daughter, whispering lullabies while securing her behind locked doors. The struggle depicted on Faith's face speaks to years of anguish and isolation. As a blizzard rages outside, two unexpected guests, Liz and Corey, intrude upon their fragile existence, seeking refuge from the storm. Liz, a stern woman with an authoritative demeanor, and her quieter companion Corey manipulate the situation to gain entry. Although Faith is initially distrustful, the storm conditions compel her to relent as they settle in. The tension within the house escalates, hinting that Liz and Corey's intentions are more than mere shelter-seeking. Liz's probing reveals a disturbing interest in Faith and Charm's predicament. Her confrontational nature surfaces as she questions the locked door upstairs, suggesting a hidden danger. Corey remains an uneasy bystander, silently watching but unwilling to intervene against Liz's aggressive inquiries. Faith, desperate to protect her daughter, insists that Charm is merely unwell and should not be disturbed. Meanwhile, Charm's health sharply deteriorates. She exhibits alarming physical changes, including blistered skin and distorted speech, indicating a transformation that is chillingly unnatural. In her isolated quarters, Charm engages in bizarre behaviors, writing cryptic messages in blood and clawing at the walls as her humanity seems to slip away. Faith, overwhelmed, increases her daughter's sedation but finds it increasingly ineffective. As the situation spirals, Liz's motives become clear. She claims a background in cases involving demonic possession and believes Charm represents a vessel for malevolence. She proposes an exorcism as a solution, provoking a volatile clash with Faith, who vehemently denies any supernatural element, insisting that science holds the key to understanding Charm's affliction. Their ideological conflict embodies a broader philosophical divide, Faith's reliance on scientific reasoning juxtaposed with Liz's belief in spiritual intervention. Flashbacks elucidate Faith's backstory, revealing her previous life as a respected hospital nurse whose reputation collapsed as she sought elusive cures for Charm's symptoms. Her descent into the world of unconventional treatments and occult practices compounds her guilt and fear, resulting in profound isolation, a protective measure for both Charm and perhaps herself from the outside world. The unfolding drama becomes a harrowing exploration of despair, maternal love, and the haunting quest for answers amidst the chaos. As the night progresses, the atmosphere in the house shifts into one of intense horror. Charm breaks free from her confinement, morphing into a monstrous entity with a skeletal body and menacing glowing eyes. Her temperament venomous and destructive, she attacks Faith and inflicts injuries on Corey, leaving behind a trail of blood and chaos. What was once a festive space adorned with Christmas decorations is now a nightmarish scene, reflecting the dark transformation of their circumstances. Wounded, Corey wrestles with the purpose of Liz's mission. He confesses that he too has experienced loss due to a similar fate and has joined Liz in hopes of preventing further tragedies. However, witnessing the brutality firsthand causes him to doubt whether their actions are truly saving lives or inflicting even more horror. His compassion for Faith deepens, prompting him to intervene and stop Liz from escalating the situation. Meanwhile, Faith, emotionally shattered and hurt, attempts to connect with Charm, who has become nearly unrecognizable. Desperate to reach her daughter's lost humanity, Faith recalls cherished memories and sings lullabies in hope of breaking through to the girl she used to know. Charm conflicted wavers between the monstrous persona she's adopted and the innocent child within her. As tension builds, Liz prepares to perform an exorcism to expel the entity she believes has taken hold of Charm. However, the ritual fails spectacularly. Charm fiercely resists the exorcism, hurling Liz across the room and rendering the ritualistic symbols powerless against her true self. Undeterred, Liz grabs a blade, asserting that death is the only remedy for what ails Charm. A ferocious struggle erupts as Faith fiercely protects her daughter despite struggling against her own injuries. In a climactic moment, Charm fully embraces her monstrous form, emitting a terrifying inhuman scream that reverberates through the house. Chaos ensues as the structure is torn apart. Faith lies bleeding on the floor, potentially fatally injured, while Liz suffers grave wounds, possibly facing death herself. Corey, now even more bewildered by the events, stumbles outside into the snow, grappling with the uncertainty of whether they truly sought to save the innocent or merely exacerbated a horrific predicament. The night unfolds into a chilling embodiment of tragedy, leaving a stark reminder of the costs of their actions and the complexities of love, loss, and monstrosity. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.